So those with life path numbers of 31-4 are actually the same as 13-4. So the 31-4 and the 13-4 has the number 4, which is stability and process. It has number 1, which is creativity and confidence. And it has number 3, expression and sensitivity. So those who are on the 31-4 or the 13-4 life path are here to work through issues of stability, creativity, and emotional expression, learning to channel their energy in constructive ways, and to master a step-by-step process to their goals. Since our life purpose doesn't come easily, 31-4s have to overcome self-doubt and insecurity to develop the confidence necessary to follow a long, sometimes hard process to reach their goals. Until then, they operate on hopes, wishes, or enthusiastic illusions. Since both 31-4s and 13-4s are here to ground their energy and develop secure foundations, they often confront tendencies toward instability and lack of commitment, which run counter to their life purpose. To overcompensate for insecurity, many 31-4s develop highly ambitious, even egotistical personas. They have big egos that work to prove their worth as they strive to stay in a superior position due to fears of inferiority beneath the surface. The combination of strong foundation energy, creative energy, and expressive energy gives 31-4s and 13-4s a well-balanced, energized blend of strength, sensitivity, and creativity. This blend of energies, combined with a drive for security and strong ambitions, creates a multifaceted potential for success. When these qualities and drives are working in harmony, 31-4s and 13-4s can accomplish their highest aspirations. But if these same qualities and drives work against one another or manifest in negative ways, then frustration and failures cloud their life. The willingness to pursue and persist in a gradual process is essential to bringing the highest creativity and expression of 31-4s and 13-4s into the world. Whether their foundations rest on family, home, land, education, or work, this foundation forms the stable base for expanding out into life. A secure home base and a safe, settled, orderly environment amplify these individuals' impact. Bursts of inspiration or spurts of energy do not substitute for diligent work over time. The life they build depends upon the preparations they make and the process they follow. The order and relative influence of 1 and 3 result in the only significant difference between 31-4s and 13-4s. With 31-4s, creative energy has a stronger influence than expressive energy. With 13-4s, expressive issues predominant. For 31-4s, strong creative drives, a confident, outgoing persona, and a constant striving for success veil an underlying insecurity. They can be highly competitive because they feel they need to prove themselves to overcome their fear of not measuring up, of inferiority. Most 13-4s, on the other hand, feel more acute self-doubt, which manifests as a fear of insufficient capacity and appears from time to time like storm clouds in an otherwise clear sky. Other than these slight differences in emphasis, 31-4s and 13-4s have nearly identical drives and issues. They both show strong drives for creative expression. They share strength, ambition, and a desire for status. The twin shadows of self-doubt and insecurity confront both 31-4s and 13-4s with worthy challenges on the way to manifesting their strength and achieving success. A key concept for 31-4s and 13-4s is the success in terms of their life purpose lies not so much in achieving the end product as in their ability to go through the necessary process. Many 31-4s and 13-4s have experienced difficult family histories, sometimes entailing physical abuse by at least one parent, or perhaps a military childhood that meant they had to move around and never had a stable home life. Because your life purpose doesn't come easily, they have had hurdles to overcome in the areas of establishing strong foundations. Even if they come from relatively stable households, 31-4s and 13-4s benefit from working through issues of animosity, resentment, misunderstandings, and other turmoil to rebuild a sense of stable foundation. They need to express all of their emotions, including anger and resentment, before they can express their love. They don't have to agree with their parents, but they need to bring any issues into the open and express their feelings, even if their parents are deceased. Both 31-4s and 13-4s can also learn many lessons from their own children and other children. Because 31-4s and 13-4s tend to experience a division rather than an integration between mind and emotions, they especially need to blend emotional intuition with mental clarity. When making a decision, they can ask, what would my calmest, clearer, most aware self do right now? By trusting their gut feelings, they can avoid confusion. Otherwise, they tend to analyze everything too far. Once they feel clarity, they can teach it to others. As for other 4s, the primary challenge and hurdle for 31-4s and 13-4s involves following a step-by-step process. Remembering that even the most overcoming and overwhelming goal is easier when broken down into smaller steps. Since the life purpose of 31-4s and the 13-4s, which involves process, does not come easily, a part of them hates things that take a long time and a slow, careful process to achieve. Combining the inherent impatience of 4 with the creative inspiration of 1, many 31-4s and 13-4s like things to happen quickly, even magically. On the other hand, the self-doubt of 3 may slow them down and lead to over-preparation or obsession with one step. Those 31-4s and 13-4s who have previously moved through a structured process, such as athletes, musicians, or anyone who has stuck with a process of skill training, are way ahead of the game because they have had a template or a model they can apply to anything else they do. Once 31-4s and 13-4s create a stable environment, see past insecurities and self-doubt, and find the patience to follow a step-by-step process to their goals, it's only a matter of time before they reach them. When 31 fours or 13 fours are working in the positive, these individuals have developed a sound financial base, as well as a personal base of family, friends, and associates. They make decisions by blending head, their analysis, and heart, their intuition. And when they've learned to trust the process of their life, well-rounded achievers, they have followed goals to completion as they have learned skills, and they use that understanding to reach any goal. Dependable and stable, they have the blend of strength, flexibility, sensitivity, and a creative sparkle that serves as a source of practical support and encouragement to others. When the 31 fours or 13 fours are working in the negative, even if they have a place to live, these individuals lack an inner sense of stability. It's as if they were living out of a suitcase, uncommitted and lacking follow through. They never feel sure how long they'll stay in one place, in one job, or with one person. Ambitious but impatient, they touch down many places, but they don't put their roots down. Confusion underlies their lack of commitment. They don't feel sure of what they're supposed to be doing. They think one thing and feel another, so they don't know what they want. The split between mind and emotions leads to impulsive decisions and then obsessive regrets. They experience more starts and stops than completions. With their unrealistic expectations, they want to be a success without going through the process to get there. Their outward bravado or superior air covers up the feelings of self-doubt and insecurity. Health issues and the strength of 31 fours and 13s are amplified by creative energy and gives them a robust appeal, ruggedness, and resistance to everyday illness. Their body type tends to be either wide-bodied or bottom-heavy, or solid and athletic, depending largely upon the genetics and lifestyle. Either way, they're basically strong. However, they're vulnerable at foundation points, such as ankles, knees, thighs, and hips. Mental stress or resistance can create physical as well as energetic constipation and can compromise the immune system. Forms of meditation, relaxation, free movement, martial arts, Tai Chi can all be useful, as is anything that teaches them to blend, flow, and accept rather than resist. Forms of physical skill training, such as dance or martial arts, offer special benefits because they can help turn rigid strength into subtle dynamic power and give 31 fours and 13 fours a direct experience of following a process and experiencing improvement over time. These individuals thrive on exercise and particularly enjoy social sports. Given the varied 3, 1, and 4 energies, 31 fours and 13 fours have no predictable dietary tendencies, but a balanced, low-fat diet serves as a good foundation. If 31 fours and 13 fours are overweight, their success in losing their excess weight depends upon their willingness to follow a gradual process toward a lifestyle of less fat and more exercise. Fitful and good efforts directed towards quick results at best only bring temporary results. The success of 31 fours and 13 fours in this or any enterprise depends upon a patient, persistent approach. Relationships with 31 fours and 13 fours is easy and sociable and attracts many friends and admirers. They tend to be family orientated and generally relaxed with people. But their air of confidence often hides an insecurity that they are wise to acknowledge to themselves and others in order to achieve a new level of authenticity. In their vulnerability, they can find new strength. Since 4 issues lead them towards self-deception or denial, both 31 fours and 13 fours may discover that confession is indeed good for the soul. By confessing their sensitive or insecure qualities, 31 fours and 13 fours find they have less to defend, less to prove, and fewer people they have to impress. And this leads to a greater sense of inner solidity. Most 31 fours and 13 fours are salt of the earth. They're stable, loyal, constant partners, and they have difficulty staying put or making real emotional commitments. Even when they say I do, they may leave the back door open. Part of them desires stability and security more than anything, but part of them resists that very goal because our life purpose doesn't necessarily come easily. When they see relationship as a process of ups and downs, entailing learning, maturity, and mutual support, 31 fours and 13 fours come to appreciate relationships as a challenging form of spiritual training rather than the same old thing. In the sexual area, 31 fours and 13 fours need to work through the non-sexual issues of self-doubt, insecurity, and lack of commitment. Their past experience of abuse or their subconscious resistance and physical tension may get in the way of a satisfying sexual expression. However, on the positive side, they tend to be strong, vital, earthy, and creative lovers. Due to their array of creative and expressive energies and their sound analytical abilities, both 31 fours and 13 fours find success in a variety of careers, often but necessarily centered in some form of business, advising, or counseling in real estate or investments. However, they also do well in fields such as coaching, service to family, architecture, engineering, or any form of creative communication that supports people. In the positive, their practical creativity developed over time leads to security they desire. If they're patient and thorough, one step leads to the next. But they need to remember that overnight successes can take years and many small steps to achieve. Keys to fulfilling your destiny if you are a 31-4 or 13-4, can help you manifest your life purpose by focusing your attention on core issues and by generating specific action to transform key areas of your life. Remain humble and kind above all else. To develop your full creative abilities, first develop your skills step by step over time. Exercise your body, your mind, and your emotions. And balance your analytical abilities and creative intuition. Reflect on the following questions. Do you let self-doubt or insecurity stop yourself? Do you follow a gradual step-by-step process to reach your goals? Have you explored the full range of your creative capabilities? Have you worked through early family issues? If these questions generate any insights, how might you put these insights into practice? Some spiritual laws that can change your life. The law of process. The best way to reach any goal is one small, sure step at a time. The law of patterns. Patterns tend to reassert themselves unless we exert strong leverage to change them. The law of choices. We can choose to express our creative energy in positive or negative ways. The law of flexibility. Staying flexible, we make the best use of difficulties and changing circumstances. The law of cycles. Life is a circle of repeating changes, rising and falling like the seasons. Consider how you might be able to apply each law into your life.